Hello, this is Haley from Student Housing and Residential Life. In this video, we will cover what to do before, during, and after an evacuation. If you need to evacuate, you may only have minutes to safely evacuate from the building. Remember, in the event of an evacuation, we need to work together and do our part so we can evacuate quickly and safely. Now, let's go over some details you'll need in your plan.
Before an evacuation occurs, ensure you do not have unpermitted items that may start fires in your dorm room. Items like baits, incense sticks, candles, and burned food inside microwave may start a fire and/or the fire alarm. Ensure your room is unobstructed and you can easily exit. Know at least 2 exits other than the elevators. Know the campus emergency numbers, UHPD or 911. Know where the evacuation sites are for your residence hall. Evacuation sites for each residence hall are outlined on the Student Housing and Residential Life website in our Housing Resource Guide. Know you will need your Cougar card and/or photo ID to re-enter the building. If the time required to find your ID inhibits safe exit from the building, leave immediately. Know that evacuation is mandatory for all residents and building occupants during all fire alarm activations. Participate in and take all fire drills seriously. You may want to keep a jacket, raincoat, or umbrella by the door in case of inclement weather conditions. Finally, please ensure you have renter's insurance. This will protect your property in the event it is damaged during an emergency. During an emergency evacuation, the following steps should be used as a framework. These specific actions may change depending on the severity of your situation. If you see or smell smoke or fire and the fire alarm is not sounding, activate the nearest fire alarm pull station. Call UHPD or 911 to report the fire. If you hear the alarm, never assume it is false. Stop whatever you are doing and grab your personal possessions quickly. Do not take time to gather more things than you can quickly find. If safe, take your Cougar card and/or photo ID. You will be required to show this to the building staff upon re-entry. As you are making your way to an exit and see others who may not be aware of the fire alarm, warn them and proceed to an exit. Leave the area affected by the fire alarm immediately. Shut all doors behind you as you leave. Closed doors can slow the spread of fire, smoke, and water. Before you open a closed door, feel it with the back of your hand. If it is hot, leave it closed and use your alternate escape route. If it feels normal, brace your body against the door and open it a crack. Be prepared to slam it shut if heat or smoke rushes in. Do not use an elevator during a fire emergency. An elevator might be called or sent to the fire floor, thus exposing passengers to deadly heat and gases. An elevator may stop working while in motion, leaving residents without a means of exit. If you are unable to exit the building, go to the nearest exit stairwell. Call UHPD or 911 to report your location. If trained, use a fire extinguisher if the fire is small and contained, and the room is not filled with smoke. Residents who need assistance evacuating due to a disability or injury should call UHPD or 911. Report name and location, room number or other area of building. If planning to go to an emergency exit or stairwell, give the exact location. This information should be on the sign inside the stairwell. Report the situation. What assistance do you require? Ask others as they leave the building to inform emergency responders of your name, location, and assistance needed. After evacuating, remain at the evacuation site once you have evacuated the building. During inclement weather conditions, you may go to the student center during business hours. If your personal vehicles are in a safe area at a distance further away than the evacuation site, you may wait inside your personal vehicles. Do not stand in random areas around the building or approach the building. This may make it difficult for emergency responders to enter the building. Do not re-enter the building until authorized to do so by University of Houston Police Department, Fire Marshal, and/or Student Housing and Residential Life staff members. To assist with evacuating, you will see Student Housing and Residential Life members wearing reflective vests. They are here to direct you towards the exit and evacuation sites. Student Housing and Residential Life staff members will utilize megaphones to guide residents to the evacuation sites, provide updates, and notify residents once it is safe to re-enter the building. To re-enter the building, there are 2 options to re-enter a building. You may enter through a side entrance or the main entrance. To enter through a side entrance, you must have your Cougar card. Photo ID will not be accepted as a means of re-entry through a side door. You will be asked to show your Cougar card to Student Housing and Residential Life staff members standing at the door and/or swipe to gain access to the building. If you do not have your Cougar card, go to the main lobby at the building entrance. Here, our staff will use your photo ID and name to verify you are a resident, registered guest, or University of Houston authorized personnel. Only residents, registered guests, or University of Houston authorized personnel will be allowed re-entry. Depending on the number of residents at the main entrance, you may experience a longer than usual wait time. We ask for your patience. Thank you for your assistance and diligence in protecting yourself and our campus community as a whole. If you have any questions about the evacuation process, please email us at housing@uh.edu. Go Cougs!